Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku, a podcast about East Asian pop culture, mostly K-pop, but we dabble here and there in other places around over there where they make pop culture and music and whatnot. I'm Peter Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, my brother, my pal, my tag team partner, Brandon Cooper, aka Key Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
Doing well. I look weird because I'm trying to get all the things that are blue off of my main screen so I don't look like this. All right.
Uh, we're here. We're hanging out. We're not blue. We're doing well. We're gonna talk about East Asian pop culture. Uh, of course, we start off every episode talking about what's new, what's going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. Uh, Kaz, what do you got?
What's
What's
up,
caught
my
your
man?
attention since we last gathered?
Well, let's see. Oh, you took that other thing out. I
Oh
was going
yeah,
to talk
sorry.
about that, but no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So the boys from CN Blue, who we talked about, but we haven't talked about them in a while. Released a new song called Cinderella, and it's actually relatively good. I really, really like it. Uh, it's I don't really know how to classify it, and I don't really want to. I just want to. It's a good jam, man. It's a good jam worth checking out, and it's definitely something that I
Guitar
like a
pop,
lot.
like not
Hmm.
pop rock, but guitar pop.
Yeah, guitar pop.
Yeah, like instrument pop, band pop, or something. Yeah, maybe something like that.
But it's a real, I don't know, it's a real kind of sultry, kind of fun song. Good beat, just kind of good little like I don't know. It's just really well put together, and I like CN Blue, and I'm glad that they're still putting out quality songs.
Yeah, it's a good. I think it's a good quality, well made like pop, like band pop song. Like
Yeah,
uh, I think it's nice. It's a fun listen. It's cool. Like I don't see it. I don't know if it's gonna make my regular rotation, but but it's well made and I like it. Uh it's cool to kind of see them doing their thing, holding it down for FNC, uh, as other things go a little more haywire.
hmm
Uh, but yeah, good on them. Seeing blue.
yeah.
Hopefully, they
No,
find their
definitely good on them.
Cinderella.
Like I don't know. I just really genuinely like I looked, saw it, listened to it, enjoyed the fuck out of it, and like that was pretty much it. Like it was
Yeah,
just kind of one of those where you're just like it was just super simple to just like this song for some reason. So I just did that. All right. Moving on to the next one. We got a track from um, we got a track from the boys at Highlight. This is just this in Palo Alto called "Cooler Than Cool," and it is just a fucking. It's a hip hop track with just so much fucking flavor to it. It's just so good.
yeah. I think it's one of those things where this one is so lyrical, um, and it's so pointed that I wish I could find and look up the lyrics. 'Cause usually,
Hmm.
like this is very much it's around the lyrics, and if I knew exactly what they were saying, generally I saw that the theme is about uh coolness and kind of having a front, and your public appearance and things like that. But like, I would love
Yeah,
to just see what the points they're making, what the wordplay is, things like that. That's I think I wish I had that, or I need to
yeah,
get I need or you know what, I need to get back to continuing to study my Korean.
yeah.
That's on me.
Get back into actually learning. But yeah, no, it's a very lyrical track, so it might be harder for those who aren't that interested in just listening to Korean hip hop. Like if you're kind of one of those people who like the tracks that are just more vibey and like you don't really have to pay attention to it to get the meaning of it, you might not like this as much, but I still like this even though I don't I probably understand less than 90% of it. Like even with that I still enjoy the fuck out of it just cuz I love good lyricism, and you know when you hear good lyricism, and you just know when you hear like a good fucking track, and it's a good fucking track and I'm just enjoying the fuck out of it.
Yeah. There's a lot to like on this, but I wanna. I was trying to look it up, see if I find the lyrics, but I couldn't find much. I did find an article describing it. Also found what could possibly just be a random bot-filled spam website, but uh, they also they also have a track on this collaboration album featuring Occasion called Veni Vidi Bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
uh,
I'll go check it out. Like I said, it's you know sometimes it's kind of the people that you're with that kind of define how you sound on a song. Like okay, Asian might be one of those people. If you put him with somebody better, he might just sound better.
yeah. So, um, go. I'm interested because this is an entire album of Justice and Palo Alto. Justice being the name of the rapper, Justice, uh, and Palo Alto. So I'm interested. It's gonna be
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. I just wish I had them. I want to study the lyrics. You know me. I want to get in there. I want to study. I want to learn.
Maybe we can find somewhere that just has the lyrics and then just have to do our own translating.
Yeah.
That'd be rough.
Uh, but yeah.
All right. All right. So, this is a track from PJ, featuring our boy Zion.T, called Nabia. And it's just one of these really stylized videos. If you look at the video, has a bunch of animation going on, and like a kind of a story in the animation that's happening. And it's really fun. Like I fell in love with this because of the cool animation style, but the song is just it's a song with Zion.T on it. So like,
Go with chill.
come on.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. Basically.
Yeah, no, it's such a just fucking such a vibe fucking song. I don't know why I keep using vibe this week. All these songs have just given me a vibe, all right? And like this is just a vibe.
Yeah. Trying to uh trying to figure out I'm sitting here like trying to decipher because like the Nabia is butterfly. You see the butterfly, but I'm like there has to be another kind of play on words on this. I don't know. I think it's just a butterfly, but
Yeah,
they
there's
didn't bother
some
translate.
butterfly visuals that happen throughout the video.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good song. So I mean, the freaking Zion.T is fantastic. His vocals are really cool and fun, and like, the he fits this style of like cool, chill hip hop really well. PJ, uh, does his part well. Like it's a cool beat with really great vocals. The art of the video is fun. I'm wondering why he's chasing the cat from Sailor Moon, but apparently it's supposed to be a chick, at least in this music video. Uh, but it's fun. It's a cool, chill track. Uh, it kind of like reminds me of like the vibe. It's you get the it's that vibe that Zion.T loves to like wade in himself. They kind of like it's one of those things where it's like you get into like his that space that he likes to inhabit, which is that like chill hip hop vibe, which is really cool. It's always
Yeah.
enjoyable. Yeah. Uh, so really cool stuff on there. For my stuff as I take over. I kind of took the big one. We kind of buried the lead. It's almost like it's weird when I take the big. It was one of the bigger like releases because then like I'm second. So it's like, oh, we're gonna talk about these really chill hip hop tracks. Oh yeah, one of the biggest, one of the people from the biggest labels releases in the middle of our A block. But Taman, your boy Taman from Shiny, who is who I think I've gone on record as one of my like one of those boy groups that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the legendary boy groups at this point. Great career. Taman has historically put out really cool, like interesting, bombastic music that I've enjoyed uh, generally. So when he put out these teasers, he was coming back. He was coming out with a new track, coming out with this track "Move." I was excited, and it certainly lived up to the hype for me. Uh, Taman "Move" musically, and I think a little bit in the style of quite a bit of the style of the video. Very much going for an '80s synth like vibe, synth wave. A little bit.
Yeah.
Like we're getting synth wave in our K-pop, which is crazy. Uh, like I think Kavinsky's gonna like fucking uh produce a fucking Red Velvet track. Like, uh, it's so cool and like like I said, bombastic, kind of daring. Taman just like he he doesn't he doesn't do half measures in his style. Like he ain't no half stepping when it comes to Taman. Uh, and it's like the vibe and the style of him in this video and kind of like his presence and intensity is awesome. The music is so cool. Um, and so it's such a good song. I think like uh the performance, you see the performance videos. He put out the regular music video. He also put out a couple of performance videos. One where he's like it's just the straight performance shots called the solo
Yeah.
version, and then like a kind of a duet, like duo version, which is like him and one of the dancers playing off of each other. Um, but it's so cool, and I think like the only thing that I've seen anybody criticize the song about is not having like a knockout punch moment. But I don't think it really needs it. Like I think it does just fine with what it creates. I think style wise and pace wise. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know. What did you think, Kaz?
I mean, I enjoyed it, and I think the song just is just like you said, right? It's Taman's thing to not really kind of half step, and I think it could almost kind of be to the detriment of what that person is saying to make sure that the song is really balanced, right? Like this song is so well balanced that there's no fall off, but there's no like really super high point in it. But I think there's nothing wrong with that at the same time, right? I think that's fine. I think it does well for itself to kind of do what it's doing here, to just kind of be this really well balanced track that he just plays off of a really good beat and really good vocals with a good style, and it just sounds it just sounds good. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, just that's how I viewed it.
Also, you get a nice view of his tiny nipples, right in the middle of the video. The man has his nipples. Does have some good abs too. Gotta give him that. He's in shape. The man
Yeah.
is a masculine physique. Um, yeah, such a good song. It was so enjoyable. Check out all the performance videos. It's such a cool like performance and feel. Like I'm looking forward to checking out the whole video, the whole album. As the budding Shawol uh, that I am, I think I basically have been for a while now. It's fantastic. Um, but yeah, moving on. Speaking of people we've talked about multiple times on the show, we have new Fem. That was the Korean part. Now I'm gonna get Japanesey, for the next couple songs. Fem are back in a different
Yeah, the
way.
girls from Fem.
Yeah.
Well, it's very 80s, right? It's like a
Yes.
very 80s kind of
Like 80s,
like
90s. Yeah.
Japanese pop thing, but it
Yeah.
still has that femme like thing to it, right?
Yeah.
Like in all the right ways. And it plays up so well. Like holy shit. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so I think I've tried. I'm gonna. Okay. Samishi ne Taigyo. Samishi ne Taigyo. I believe is the name of the song. I'm gonna let Google Translate do a better job of it in 1 second. Yeah, Google, go ahead and do it for me.
寂しい熱帯魚
There you go. So go check. It's a song by 90s, I believe 90s, a J-pop group Wink. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
So, and it very much like, I think if one of the biggest takeaways like is the video is that like people watch this video not having much context, is like, wow, femme are moving weirdly fluid, weirdly human like. But what it is that it's almost like, yeah, you could say that femme is moving more human like, or they're taking the original choreography and making it for more femme like.
Yeah.
Which is what they're doing, which is that they're doing the exact same choreography, but a little bit more like them, like a little bit more femme, like a little bit more robotic.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like that's what a good cover is, right? Is you take the song and then it you make it your own, right? Like you just make it your own flavor.
Yeah, I think it works really well, and it's super fun. And I love femme. I love everything they do. I want to check out this album. It's apparently got a couple cameos by Fakey members, and a few other they're like a crew that they're friends that they hang out with. I want to check out the album. It seems really cool. It releases, I guess. You can get it on CD and cassette tape on October 25th. The album that is the 80s 90s J-pop revival. It also released today as we are recording on the 18th. Not to date this recording, but it's digitally available out there, so go check it out. It's on Spotify, iTunes. You can find it, but go check it out. It's fun. Bring back old school J-pop that I have no context for, but I would love to dive in on.
Yeah.
Because Japan has a big market and a lot of classic J-pop music. Maybe I'm gonna see if you got give yourself some more 80s Japanese music that isn't part of the Yakuza Zero soundtrack. Yeah, femme, awesome. All right. Speaking of like crews, we have we have a kind of a super group of sort. Saint Sex, with the track "Whack as Fuck." Saint Sex this song is so Saint Sex. I always forget. So it's Bis Bish. It's members from Bis, Bish, and another group. Beast Beach and Gang Parade, united to make
Mm-hmm.
the song called "Whack as Fuck." They're part of the same like collective. This is a fun track. It's not the most inventive, but like it's a fun track. It's a fun pace of the track. It kind of has one speed, and that's go. That's for sure. It doesn't really let up. But that makes it for a pretty fun experience. If I were to knock it, it also the relentlessness kind of makes for some sameness. It just kind of like there's like it doesn't really like I feel like there's any like a different you can't point out to like different parts of the song, but it's still a really fun track and still really
The one thing it did to me, and this is kind of a thing I've noticed with people nowadays, is they have this problem with a lot of Japanese songs that have really powerful female vocals, is it always sounds like an anime theme.
yeah. It's like
Sounds like a theme to an anime.
yeah, I think because there's a signature J-pop vocal style, uh, just like there's a signature Western pop vocal style now. There's like different like styles that you just kind of fall into, uh, and K-pop as well. Like, but because it's so unique and different from what we have, like we have that context. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. It's the rock music, rock instrumentals, powerful vocals, getting you pumped up for the regional championships of I don't know, go like where there's like I don't know what kind of anime what would be the anime that this would be the theme song to?
This is just like that friendship like anime. Like this is such like a it feels like it would be a battle anime, but it's like in the part where like two people realize they're friends and they're training together.
Yeah. Like we can get through this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. But overall, still a cool track. I don't know. Did you have any other thoughts on the track?
I mean, I liked it. I still enjoyed the fuck out of it. It's weird that they're eating burgers at the end. I don't get that at all.
Yeah,
like that
me
just
neither.
that part made no sense to me.
Uh,
But yeah, and I also kind of just want to go through now and check out these groups, because
Yeah.
they also have really interesting like appeals to them, like the different people from these groups. Like I like their costumes and I like some people's vocals more than others. So now I kind of want to go check out their individual groups and see what I think about them. And this is the great thing about something like this, right? Is now it opens me up to wanting to go check out a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, like Bish, which is a pretty like established group, and like which I've seen their name quite a few times in different contexts, and I've been I've been wanting to go ahead and check them out. So like yeah, I'm gonna end up like all right, let's go check out some Bish, let's go check out some Gang Parade. Go back check out Beast, their incarnation and any previous ones. Like, yeah, go check it out. Saint Six.
I like thugged out Japanese girls. They're always fun because they have a very specific style. Because it's still kind of cute, but it's just like also I will hit you with a baseball bat, and it's just like, all right, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of the like in this video they all have that style, but I'm pretty sure that's probably not all the styles of these groups individually.
Yeah.
But I do feel like all these girls would hit me with a baseball bat, so I'm worried for my safety.
So a random other thing. So we talked briefly about Amaki Sali. She's taken the world by storm, especially like in our weird
Amika
like, pop
Sally,
music circle.
squat.
Dabbing on them haters. And live streaming awesome things, and still being that hilarious, like still doing that hilarious thing where she jumps from like quintessential J-pop girl to chick from LA, like like 20, like young girl from LA, like she's LA as hell, like when she's in English mode, and it's hilarious. But so her popularity apparently made AKS, who's the management for 22/7, which is the group she is part of, like kind of the idol group slash acting group, because it's going to be like an anime that they're all voice acting for, but they're also going to be idols. It's gonna be interesting.
It's a
Uh,
very interesting project. Is AKB kind of did it in the other way around, like they were idols and then they also put out a couple of anime stuff
yeah,
at some point, but this is kind of going to be this all at once kind of thing.
yeah. Yeah. So 22/7 with Boku wa Sensei Shite Nakata. Shite Nakata. I think yeah. It's the song itself kind of a bog standard J-pop song. Not super exciting, but well done. Like well done. But it's interesting. Like the like the one like a couple of things that are interesting. A, the fact that they're putting out this and they put out the full music video for the world to see, which is crazy. B, like how much is like tied into this anime, and C, like like how like the visual style of of this anime, which makes me think of like the immediate thing I thought of, and I don't know if it's exactly like it, but the immediate thing I thought of was Knights of Sidonia. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's maybe it's just the fact that it's 3D, but like cell shaded 3D animation. But gave me that vibe. Like if you took Love Live and Knights of Sidonia and you put them together, or if the Knights of Sidonia team got a hold of a Love Live episode, that I think they're more like that. Uh, but other than that, it's just interesting that they released it. I don't know. Well, did you have thoughts on this?
Um, yeah, it kind of has that like 3D thing to it. I tend to not be super fond of the 3D like anime things because they're always just kind of weird. Um, and they just I don't know, they just never feel that fluid. They just never feel. I don't know. They just never have the
Except
same
for the
feel
dance.
as like.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
it has that thing where like it feels like the 3D dancing parts of Love Live, which is a show I actually watched the first season of, uh, but but all of it done that way, which is makes for a kind of awkward thing because like it doesn't work for like just walking around where you don't have like because you're not gonna motion cap uh just walking around in this like a and posing and looking at things. So you're just gonna animate those. So they're not gonna look as good as the motion capture and stuff because the dancing that's all mocap I presume or performance capture I presume.
Yeah.
Uh, which of course makes it a lot more fluid, but like, yeah. I don't know. Other shows can go in more in depth if they feel like on the anime and stuff like that. I just thought it was cool that uh, this whole Amaki Sally phenomenon was like, oh hey, the world, the rest of the world is digging on this girl. Like, let's put out the song. I
Right.
just hope the management doesn't pay too much attention as to what she's talking about on her live broadcast in English.
I'm sure they have, and I'm sure like they've just kind of been like, all right, it's going in a good direction, and you're pulling in a fan base doing it, so let's just keep it up, you
Yeah,
know. Because people are eating this shit up. Like people love the fuck out of her. So
yeah,
I'd be like, yo, let's get her in front of more cameras.
yeah.
Like,
That's called money.
right.
They're trying to make money. That's just the way it is.
Fuck yeah.
We're all just trying
Cause
to
that's
make
how
money.
I'd be. I ain't shit. I'd be like, all right, yo, look, this is a money maker, and we're just sitting on it right now.
Yeah.
Like people are into this girl. Like we got to get this out here.
So all the best to Maki Sally and all the best to all the rest of the girls. Uh, hopefully all goes well. That's it for the what's new. We're gonna transition over to our headlines. Uh, not a fun headlines for me, but should be some interesting discussion. So go join us over there now, won't you? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the headlines. Talk about some topics, things going on in the world of East Asian pop culture and whatnot. Kind of a big, big somber moment for me. This resident Soan of the group, resident Soan of the podcast. Big things, inevitable things, and probably not surprising things, but big things and big changes. Girls' Generation, Sooyoung, Seohyun, and Tiffany reportedly leaving SM. Agency response to disbandment concerns. So they their contracts were up. Girls' Generation had contract negotiations. There was some tomfoolery and horse apples and horse shit from SM sending Taeyeon out without management or security detail. And like there was some very obvious like negotiation tactics from SM. And there was a lot of back and forth and concerned. But it seems that three members decided to, the SM Entertainment source told Yonhap News, three members have decided to end their contracts. Girls' Generation will remain as it is as a team, but in the case of them being under different agencies, the participation will realistically become difficult. However, the members are still in discussion about what decision will be made. There's a lot of like, let's not say something until we have to say something, which is classic K-pop.
But
because they're not saying it's over, but it's over.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be, right? Because we've talked about the possibility before of keeping something going even though you're not on the same agency, which was just meaning more limited releases, and you'd have to spread the money out further, right? And it'd be possible, but
I don't know, but it's going to be possible with SM.
yes, it would be very hard. Like yeah, but and I don't know many people in that industry that would be cool with that. I don't know many people in any industry that would be cool with that. But it's hard. It's hard, right? It's just hard to say like. I don't know. It's really hard to say like how you could go about that.
Yeah. So as they kind of prepare, Sooyoung is reportedly in talks with the new agencies. It's going to be supposedly, allegedly, Echo Global Group, which is Daniel Henney's agency. You know who he is, an actor. Obviously, more of an acting agency. Also, Claudia Kim, she of Avengers 2 fame, and a few other things, especially in Korea, including like movies like Monster and Brain, things like that. So which kind of verifies that she's like, all right, well, time to dive into what I've already been establishing with my acting career. Tiffany supposedly is going to go. She's studying in America, which is kind of just a boilerplate answer, but she's probably just going hanging out at home, and probably just chilling out. She was already spotted in at least one place in LA on some store's Instagram page. So she's probably gonna be doing her fashion thing and her modeling thing out of LA, which is not a bad not a bad home base to do all that. But it's gonna be hard to tell what this actually foretells for Sunya Shide. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be hard. for me as a like I said, I'm a someone senior girls' generation was like one of the gateway drugs. That I mean, obviously it first started with Kaz sending me random G Dragon music videos, but then like I knew it was deep. I knew it was in when I realized I was watching, and I think I've told this story before. I realized I was watching all the episodes of Girls' Generation Hello Baby, and I thought, am I sitting here watching an entire run of a show where it's Girls' Generation babysitting?
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess I'm in this. I guess this is me now. This is my lifestyle. This is who I am. Uh, but yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting going forward. Hopefully good things. Hopefully things work out, but it's gonna be hard to say. Um, any last thoughts on?
No, I just it's it feels sad, and I understand why, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know. It, it, here at least they're ending on their own terms, more or
Yeah,
less, in a way,
yeah,
rather than it's kind of been going that way, right? Like they've all been doing this stuff for so long, and they all want to start doing their own things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that's good or bad in any way. It
yeah.
just is what it is.
Um,
Whereas like for me, right, in my shit, the bad part is like I've been wanting to fucking 2anyone ended on a bad for me.
yeah. And 21 ended well, it just kind of fizzled out, and then just like bleh. It ended on YG bullshit. Yeah, on that classic YG bullshit. But this is, I mean, it's not a beautiful send off, but it's just kind of like a regular how things happen if it's a send off. But we don't know. We don't know because at least for these three members, they left on terms that are probably a lot more amicable than Jessica. So it I think if any formulation of the group involving like former members can like make it work, it'd probably be these eight.
Hmm.
Or it could lead to just getting to see Tiffany hang out with Jessica all the time, which would be hilarious. See Tiffany at Blanca and Clara events. Uh, Also, Tiffany's going to be in LA. Who knows? We might run into Tiffany at TwitchCon. I might run into Tiffany at TwitchCon. Sorry. Uh,
You gotta
Not
do what
at
you gotta.
TwitchCon. She's not going to be at TwitchCon.
You don't know that?
But
Maybe she start a new career as a
yeah,
streamer.
I shouldn't say that. Mia Khalifa is the streamer now. So so you
Yeah,
never know. You never know. They have
you never
IRL
know.
streaming. Uh, so all walks of life, which is really cool about Twitch. So yeah. This next thing, it's so we don't really do dating rumors or dating news or anything like that. No, unless there's unless there's some craziness involved in it or something exceptional. But this one was kind of this was kind of cool in the way that it happened and the way that Luhan kind of just had the guts, had the cojones to say, Luhan confirms relationship with famous actress Kwang Xiaotong. I think that's how you say the name. Kwang Xiaotong. I'll figure out the pronunciation in a moment. But uh, yeah, on his Weibo account, Luhan went ahead and confirmed his relationship with the actress, saying, "Hello, everyone. Let me introduce my girlfriend," and he added her, uh, which is phenomenal. It's the absolute man. He's pretty big in China from by all accounts, and she's really big. She's one of the big I guess, four Dan actresses. One of the most bankable young actresses,
Yeah.
in China. She's right up there. Of this generation. So it's like, this is this is crazy. And like, he even went so far as to ask his fans what to wear on a date with her. It's like, you gotta applaud the guts and the cojones of Luhan. It's almost like I admire it, because it's almost like, just like, instead of trying to be all like having the tabloids discover you, or have it turn into a thing, just get out ahead of it. Get ahead of the
Hmm.
story, as we talked about in the show. Get ahead
Yeah.
of the story.
I mean, and it's if I'm sure he's fucking happy to be with her and she is with him. So it's just like, yo, fuck that. Like, I'm not gonna let anybody else talk about, our shit.
Yeah, he's it's really cool, and I admire him for being proud of being in a relationship, and trusting, trusting his fans to understand. Though, if you don't want to be angry at crazy fans, don't read the comments on either of these articles, as they've confirmed some craziness and drama. So just let yourself believe that his fans are okay with it. Just
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Don't read any further. But yeah, speaking of crazy fandoms, this article was brought courtesy of Roberto Villegas, one Vincent 404, who found this article and posted it on his social media. It's also formatted in a weird thing that doesn't show up on my freaking scene. Uh, Fukuoka man faces charges for illegally dumping hundreds of AKB48 CDs.
Yeah.
Just let that just stop there and let that sink in. Let's just stop there, let it happen. Um, the Fukuoka Prefecture Police have filed charges against a man in his 30s from Daizaifu, Fukuoka Prefecture, who allegedly illegally discarded 585 CDs of the girls pop group AKB48 on a mountain. It was on Tuesday. The police turned over to the prosecutor's office Monday their case against the man whose name was not disclosed. The man reportedly admitted discarding the CDs on the mountain in the city, and told investigators he did not know what to do with them after obtaining the voting tickets they contained for the pop group's annual popularity poll. Discarding of AKB48 CDs has recently become an issue, as many such cases were recorded after yearly polls, with more fans buying loads of CDs of the same single just for the sake of getting the right to vote several times. Yeah, in case you want to understand how fandoms, how high CD sales does not equal mainstream relevance, high physical media
Yeah.
sales
No,
do
this is the
not
thing
equal.
we've talked about, right? Is the record label want CD sales, right? Because that means something to them. Producing a
It's
physical
money.
product and then having a physical sale, right? Whereas for the fans, it doesn't mean anything. So then you add these incentives of like, oh, if enough people buy this CD, and with all the incentives that AKB has of what your purchase means for the group, right? Because you're not just supporting the group. You're usually favoring your one girl, right? So it's if you buy this version of the CD, that girl gets pushed forward and she'll be in the music video, and there's all these other things that go to it.
You get your
So
voting
that CD
tickets.
doesn't mean anything to the fans except for what its purchasing power means in being able to vote and push their favorite person forward. So then they'll just buy a bunch of the fucking CDs just so that they can use that voting power, and that's it, right? And that's all they want to do is use their voting power. And
Like,
it's silly.
It's silly. Also, the top comment kind of puts a good point. He's got the money to spend on 585 CDs, but not the 800 yen or so the city's recycle center will charge for oversized trash.
He
Just take
didn't
it to
know
a
what to do. He
recycle
was
center.
confused, man. All right, don't you dare talk about my
I
man like
should
that.
I shouldn't put too much high uh, c- uh, mental capacity expectations on Wodas. Like it's
Rude. All right.
I don't know. It's just like I understand how it happens, but come on, man. Come on, man. Get my Monday night countdown on. Come on, man. Um, get your shit together. Um, yeah. Speaking of crazy fans, use that segue twice in a row. K-pop sasaengs, able to get flight and seat information for
Yeah,
around
our
$30.
favorites.
Sasaengs of K-pop groups have now managed to easily acquire flight information and seat information on idols uh, if they have just $30 in a Twitter account, according to an investigation by JTBC. To test how difficult this would be, a JTBC reporter attempted to find out flight details of a famous idol group who had a performance abroad. The reporter began by direct messaging a Twitter account which she heard could provide the information. She received the reply: flight information is 30,000 won, seat information is 20,000 won per member. As soon as she sent the money, that she received the information. The whole process took less than an hour. The problem appears to be that it's not Sasaengs who are leaking the information, but just opportunists within the airline companies themselves. Of course. Sources from airlines have speculated that since details include seat information have been released, the people behind these leaks are airlines insiders. A source from Incheon International Airport said since seat information is a target on personal privacy, the airline corporation can't know anything about it. Uh, Obviously, the issue with this is less annoying fans who want to take pictures of idols and more of a security risk, and at least a concern about whether investigations need to be conducted on those grounds. Regardless, Sasaengs continue to be amazingly creepy. This is not shocking nor surprising, but disappointing.
I just was surprised it was only $30.
Yeah, I mean, because you know you got there's volume. There's a lot of Sasaengs out there. I don't know. They could gouge these fans for a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
but that's not the point. Y'all bitches be crazy. Like
Yeah, but see, people feed into it, right? There's some dude
yeah.
out there that works for a company or lady works for a company and it's like, yeah, I can make fucking $30 a pop on this info,
Exactly.
you know?
And they're preying on that opportunity, and it's fucked up. Like
It is,
no,
but hey, they're however much richer.
like $30 richer. Okay, that's ramen for like a week. Yeah. That's 3 nights at that at the all you can eat barbecue place underneath my underneath the office till I stayed at. Uh yeah, get that on. I don't know. Like this it's aggravating when these performers and artists that I'm a fan of are like are subject to this bullcrap because it's like it's scary. It's scary. It's legitimately scary. Like we can all make fun and make silliness, but it's legitimately scary to kind of have your privacy almost basically be non-existent. Like because a like your agency foments a fandom culture that is this obsessive, and B, because some opportunistic person decided to just prey on that for their own money gain. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just always going to be that thing. So,
Yeah. hopefully there are some investigations, and it leads to something, but it's hard to say that it will. I mean, it's hard to really believe it will. You never know. You never know what could happen. But yeah. Speaking of performing abroad, not a performing abroad. South by Southwest is, I'm not gonna say just around the corner, but a few months away.
Fast approaching.
Fast approaching. We're getting close to it. We're approaching it. We can tell because we got our first announcement of showcasing artists. Of course, we're talking about it for one particular type of artist, and that's East Asian artists on this list. So let's get to it. As far as Korean artists, there's one obvious a big one that a big get, which is J Park. J Park is making a return appearance to South by Southwest. No word yet as if he's going to be in K-pop Night Out or any particular shows, but he is going to be bringing, I believe, at least a couple artists from Higher Music in AOMG. So as far as like Korean artists, as I do Control F and type Korea, we've got Sifika, who's a singer-songwriter. Facebook.
You got Keith Ape. J Park, of course.
We got Luna Lee, who's
Lee.
a Gayagum prodigy. Who else? We got PH1.
Seisumi, which I think you just said, right? You said Seisumi, right?
No, not yet. So I'm going alphabetical. Seisumi is there. PH1, who I believe is Higher Music. Seisumi, Shike, of course, Higher Music. Shike. Sing Sing, who's a band.
Sing
Sing, which is a very cool, interesting band. Which I think I'm gonna dive further into and try to check out.
Woody Go-Child.
Woody Go-Child, as far as for Korean, which is, I believe, another band. No, Higher Music. Woody Go-Child is another Higher Music artist. So it's going to be a Higher Music showcase or something involving with Higher Music, J Park's label.
And there's a lot of other just really cool international acts. There's a bunch of I was going to say J-pop Japanese artists.
Chihiro Yamazaki and Route 14
JP The Wave.
JP The Wave.
Joji.
DYGL, Joji.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff for definitely for people to check out. Like if you're into the East Asian pop culture and just other shit from other countries to check out too. There's stuff from Malaysia, France, Canada, Mexico, fucking all over. Like so, like it's really kind of a cool thing. Super expensive, yes.
It can be expensive to be there. Don't buy a badge. I'm gonna do a video, but one thing I can tell you don't need a badge unless you're an industry insider looking to network. You don't need a fucking badge. Badges are expensive. You know why? Because they exist to be expensed or written off on taxes. Like that's what badges exist for, to be expensed, and that's why they can make them so expensive. But yeah, don't get a badge. If anything, if you know somebody in Austin, and you know you're gonna check out a bunch of shows, like if it's not conflicting with K-pop Night Out. There's Japan Night, which is a fantastic independent Japanese music show. There's Nerdcore Night. There's a bunch of other showcases that you can randomly stumble in upon. Sometimes they have free food, free food and drinks. Like, and you're going to go to a bunch of shows, don't want to pay a bunch of covers. You can just get a wristband. If you know somebody in Austin, or if you're going to book a hotel, you can book it through South by Southwest themselves, and that lets you be eligible to buy a wristband. So that's a couple of ways. Again, I'm gonna do a video to kind of like go into detail on all those things and where you can find everything. So look out for that. Probably do it after I come back from TwitchCon, so it's gonna be a little bit. But yeah, go check that out. We're gonna link obviously in the show notes on the page. We'll have the link to the page on South by Southwest with all the showcasing artists so far. There will be more. These aren't the only showcasing artists. They're gonna announce them in waves. So the chances are, and there's gonna be more artists, especially K-pop artists, because there's gonna be another K-pop night out. So there's gonna be more K-pop artists to announce for that. So look out for that.
Yeah.
So, any particular artist you're particularly intrigued by?
I mean, it's my boy Trey Park. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's cool.
Yeah,
No, I think it's just going to kind of be a cool showcase, and I'm glad there's going to kind of be this thing of like, because like we talked about before, it was going to be kind of weird with all the stuff that happened in Korea to have Korean artists come over, and last year seemed to still be pretty good. So this year it seems like it's still going to be really good, and maybe this is kind of the future of it, to have like one big name person and then they bring kind of all these people under them, which I think would just be like a really cool way to do that. And then hopefully we get to have some more actual K-pop idol groups come again, because I know we don't want a lot of them to come, but having one or two come, I think, is always cool and interesting.
Yeah, like I still, I mean, I could speculate. Like I still think Card is a prime candidate because they're still they're already tour, and obviously I almost feel like we should do I don't know, not today, but if talks about my experience at the Card show, because I do have a couple of stories to tell. But they made for a great show, and like there's some there's some like artists that you can bring that could have some really great international appeal, like EXID, because last year they had Red Velvet, which is fantastic. You can have this is so many people to choose from, like that have a presence internationally, or that don't. They just showcase great at that showcase. So we'll see. So wait and see. We'll get more announcements. We'll talk about it as they come out. So look forward to that. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Hallyujuku. That brings us to the end of another fantastic episode. Kaz, what do you got going on in the world? Did Skype just crash? Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me kick the shit out of Skype. So Skype
did Skype die on you or on me?
It died on me. Like it died. Well, it died like as in the program died. Like it said, Skype stopped working. And it crashed, and I had to reopen it. Oh, well. All right. Kaz, what do you got going on in your world, in your sphere?
Stuff. I don't know anymore, man. I'm just here at this moment. That's all I got.
In this moment, in this world, in this life. Yeah. If you want to figure out what's going on with him, he's at King Kaz. Because honestly, he would like to figure out what's going on with him as well. I mean, I would like to go figure out what's going on with me. We're all just trying to figure out what's going on with ourselves, man. But he's at King Kaz. I'm at PD Rave. The show is Hallyujuku. Hallyujuku.com. KPopPodcast.com. Rebelli.net for this and other shows.
Well, didn't I tell you? Don't you know?
Check us out all over the place. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher. You can subscribe, like, share, do all the things. Show notes are on, like I said, kpoppodcast.com. That's where you can also find the show notes. I always forget to remind y'all. You can find all the links to the music videos and articles there.
Give it to me straight,
Or just
doctor.
go straight to asianjockey.com.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.